Hello, and welcome to the Trudy Haynes Show. I'm Trudy, and today, Sonjay Milburn and Barbara Strand will bring you up to date on that must-see movie, War Room.
When were you going to tell me?
And before we close today, singer, actress, and persona excellence, Melba will be in the house. And right after these messages, we start our show off with a big bang that you're going to enjoy. Our video guy, Kashaka Irwin, captured one of the biggest and the best, the annual Jazz on the Avenue in North Philadelphia. So don't move. We'll be right back.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
1, 2, 3. This is the Trudy Haynes Show.
I'm Ken Scott, and this is Jazz on the Ave, Broad and Cecil B. Moore Avenue, August 15, 2015. Hey, it's a great event. You know, we have a terrific lineup, gets bigger and better every year. 2 stages this year, main stage Broad Street, second stage with Philly Soul System down at 17th and Cecil B. Moore. Great young people, people from all the areas coming out of Philadelphia, outside of Philly, plenty of people here from New York, Virginia, Maryland, DC, from the Carolinas, so it's getting bigger and better every year. The heart of it is a community event. It's about North Central Philly. It's about us rebuilding this community. You know, this is the Beach Company's 25th anniversary working in this community. And we've leveraged, you know, almost $2 billion in reinvestment in new housing, affordable housing, businesses. Obviously, people know about the new movie theater on Broad Street. It's been there for a while now. So all those things are rebuilding a community. So the idea was to showcase the community. You know, people know about how it fell apart. It used to be a great area. In the 60s, they had the riots. After the 60s, the neighborhood fell apart and unfortunately became the highest in crime and poverty in the city of Philadelphia. So we spent the last 25 years rebuilding it. We did the festival, started 9 years ago, just to kind of bring people back to the area to say, hey, you know, look at the changes, look at the improvements of what have happened here in this community. And that's really what was the start of it. And then Cecil B. Moore Avenue itself used to be Columbia Avenue, which was known as Jump Street. So, of course, this was the home of and mecca of jazz music in Philadelphia. We're always looking for volunteers. Of course, there's a lot of community issues still surrounding, especially in North Philadelphia at large. So there's always, you know, need for help and assistance in different community programs and projects. So there's a whole list. You can contact the Beach Companies, our organization, and look at our website. You can just Google it at beachcompanies.com, or plenty of organizations that are working in North Central Philly. So, and if you want to volunteer for Jazz in the Ave too, give us a call. Of course, next year we'll be looking for volunteers again. Next year will be the 10th year of Jazz on the Ave, so of course it'll be even bigger and better. I mean, you know, every year we step it up. Like I said, great lineup this year with Jeff Bradshaw and friends, and El Varna and Eric Robeson, and you know, just had Suzanne Burgess perform. The lineup gets better every year. More people come out every year. I mean, you know, we get 5,000 to 10,000 people showing up, enjoying it all up and down the East Coast, so it'll be even better. The Beach Companies, like I said, we just had our 25th anniversary. We'll be expanding our affordable housing options, so we're now going to be working with PHA on another project that'll probably do 500 to 1,000 other new single-family homes for families. So we have that going. Of course, businesses, we're involved in technology. We have a lot of programming programs really involving kids developing their skills in coding and computer science, IT. So that's kind of what, you know, Beach is kind of looking forward to doing in the future.
Put your hands together for Rick Tate Jr., y'all. Listen, I know y'all did it. Listen, sing on me, y'all.
Around-the-clock home health care services, we decided that we could play an important part in the lives of the aging population by providing services to allow them to remain in their homes and maintain a level of independence. People live longer being at home, they're happier, they're in familiar surroundings, and that's why we're here to provide those services. We have been fortunate to have United Bank step in and assist us with the acquisition and development of construction of a 2-story office. United Banks believed in Around the Clock, they believed in our vision, and they worked with us side by side to make this dream a reality.
Hello, I'm Sanji Milburn, and welcome both of you to the Trudy Haynes Show. Priscilla, you play mom in the movie, so how did you get involved and prepare for the role of Elizabeth Jordan?
Well, you know what, the Kendrick brothers, who have given us such incredible movies like Courageous and Fireproof and Facing the Giants, they called me and they said, hey, will you do us a favor? That's how this all started, with them saying, will you do us a favor? And so they told me what the favor was, to audition for this lead role in this film, and I laughed out loud at the thought of it at the beginning, but when I read the script, I realized it was such a powerful message, and one that I could not only relate to, but I knew other women were going to too. There are so many women who, you know, they're just trying to figure out how to balance life as a wife and a mom and a career woman, and they've gotten so used to just putting on a polished veneer rather than dealing with some of the issues in their life. And because I could just resonate with that and knew so many women would be able to as well, it was really a gift to me to be able to be a part of a project that would speak so clearly and personally to so many people.
As a minister and a true believer of God, how important was it to you to get the message across to many viewers, saved and unsaved?
Oh, it's so important, because prayer is the key that our God has given us to really unlock all of the resources of heaven so that we can experience them on earth. So we've got this key, but nobody's using it. Or if we are, we're just kind of throwing out random words, and we're doing it as a duty rather than as what it is, a miraculous key to experience God. And so I thought, what an opportunity through this movie, through this medium, to be able to reach millions of people with this message and this reminder that prayer is just as powerful as it was ever meant to be when God first instituted it.
I read that you do a lot of motivational speeches and that you're a minister all across the world, but you focus it on women. What is the meaning behind the women and not men or children?
Well, it's just the primary audience that I think that I've been called to minister to. There's you know, oftentimes our ministry spills over to men and it spills over to children. In fact, right now I'm in the process of writing a book that is geared towards children. It's a trilogy for children on this topic, actually, spiritual warfare. And so I'm writing that fiction novel right now. So it's not that it doesn't ever spill over to other demographics. It's just, we just feel pretty sure that my primary focus is to just meet women at the point of their need.
Hi, Elena. How are you?
I'm good.
That's good. So this is your first major role in the movie. How do you feel about that?
I'm super grateful that I got to be in this, like, I guess, movie, because I'm like happy because it's like super exciting, and I'm glad that all my friends liked it and that they like got something out of it. I think one of my friends has like started her own prayer wall, and so that's really like good to me.
So what role did you play in War Room?
I played the daughter Danielle Jordan.
When you first started the movie, how old were you?
I was 10.
And how old are you now?
11.
So since Priscilla, aka Elizabeth, is not your real mom, how was it being the daughter with a movie mom?
It was kind of like normal life, because whenever my mom isn't around, she's kind of like my mom, I guess, because she's in real life my aunt, and we like go to her house all the time, so she kind of acts like a mom sometimes.
So since you are both actors or stars now, what's next for both of you?
Well, Alina, you should answer that question. What's next for me is trying to figure out what I'm going to cook for my children for dinner tonight. That's the main goal of my life. What's next for you, Alina?
I don't know. I guess whatever God has for me.
She should act more, though, because she was awesome in the movie.
Oh, that's good. So I know you guys want the movie to be a success, but what do you want people to get out of watching the movie? Why is it so important?
It's important because it's about prayer, and how prayer is really important, like, you usually say, like, it's not about just eating popcorn and soda.
Yeah.
Like, it actually has, like, a message to it, and you learn stuff from it. It's not like, I guess, what a normal movie would be like, because it's like the movie actually relates to your, like, real life.
Thank you again for being on the Trudy Haynes Show. We wish nothing but the best.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Barbara, how do you feel about it?
It was magnificent. I would go and see it again. What did you think?
I thought it was life-changing. I
Yes.
went home, I cried, I
Yes.
prayed, I called my pastor,
Yes.
I called my dad, I called pretty much all my family members and friends, and they thought I was crazy for it because it just touched me in a way that no other movie has touched me.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I would definitely see it again.
Oh, definitely. When I went to see it the first time, there were 5 of us that went together. And the girlfriend on my right, she cried the entire time.
Yeah.
It was just magnificent. And the girlfriends on the left, we all just laughed and chuckled, and you could see the tissues going up to the eyes. It was simply moving. It made me think about where my prayer room was and how special my prayer room is to me even. It
You're
was
right.
great.
And I came right after class, and I was the only young one, I could say, in there.
Okay.
And saw the movie. I started to cry a little bit too, especially
Yes.
in the
Yes.
prayer room when she was yelling,
Yes.
"Out, get out, devil, get out, devil."
Yes.
And that was just really, like, touched me in a way where, okay, now I know where my faith is. Now I know what I have to do. So I thought the movie was amazing.
Do you think that everyone needs a prayer room, a war room of that type?
I do think everyone needs a war room. I think everyone needs that space to separate themselves, to pray, to celebrate, just to separate themselves from everything that they're doing. Like, you know, it's so easy to get caught up with the fastness of life and
True.
like technology and everything, and you really have to understand every day is not promised, and you have to continue to pray and have faith.
Where is your prayer room right now?
My prayer room is in my room. I would say, I know the Bible says 2 or more gathered together is stronger.
He'll be
Yes.
in the midst.
Yes, he will. Yeah.
Yes.
I pray, since I live on campus, I'm a Temple student, I pray with my dad on the phone sometimes. I pray in my room by myself.
Wonderful.
I guess there's always that space. It doesn't have to be a particular space.
Right.
Okay, this is going to be my prayer room, or it's got to be a special place, but as long as you're focused
Yes.
on God, and
So true.
that's all that matters. Where's your prayer room?
Well, I have a room on the upper level, and it's my sitting room. And I know you don't have to have a special chair, but I even have a special chair. And I just seem to sit and meditate in this chair and meet the Lord in that special area. But as you, I can pray and touch him anywhere in the house, but that is my room. That is where I go, and I enjoy my time with him. I also loved Miss Clara. What did you think about Miss Clara?
Miss Clara reminded me of my grandma a little bit.
Yeah.
She was old-fashioned, down-to-earth, told it how it was,
Yes.
and really a true believer.
Yes.
She did not let anything stop her, and you know, even though Priscilla did not want to hear some of the things about her marriage,
Right.
she told her how it was. You need to stop focusing on you
Yes.
and focus on God.
Yes.
How did you relate to it a little bit?
I did,
or?
and I related because people call me Miss Clara. I'm the one that seems to be the mother hen sometimes, and so I could relate to it in that regard. It is a fantastic movie. I would recommend that everyone see it. It's just, it brought tears to your eyes. It makes you laugh. It just is just so magnificent.
And to follow off what you said, family members saw it. I'm trying to get friends to see it,
Yes.
and it's the #1 movie in the box office right now. So
Yes,
why not
yes.
see it? And it can change lives.
Yes, it can.
If you have not seen War Room, you can also check it on Amazon.com or other outlets.
Wherever the wind blows, that's where I'm gonna go. Wherever it takes me, that's where I wanna be. Got to be, got to be, got to be, got to believe. Got to see it to believe.
There is always something going on in our town, but there is one that I'm particularly happy to recommend because it's a family treat. This one is at the Constitution Center at 5th and Arch, and I think it's one of the best indoor exhibitions I've seen recently. Very informative, and like I said, a family exhibit called What's Cooking, Uncle Sam? We were there for the preview with some of Philadelphia's finest. We had a nice, healthy breakfast, which I'm sorry to say does not come with the tour. But we did cover the important ribbon-cutting ceremony. Now, it's a walkthrough, so wear comfortable shoes. And go early, because there are some reading and demonstrations about how our government has been looking out for our health. It just might take more than one visit. So listen up to the lady who put this whole thing together.
We have over 100 different records, including films and photographs, artifacts, and documents that talk about some of the many different ways government has been involved in our food supply, trying to make sure that it's healthy, that it's safe, that it's nutritious. And we have 4 different sections. In the farm section, we talk about agriculture. And in the factory section, we talk about food regulation and food safety and labeling and food technology. In the kitchen section, we talk about nutrition studies that were done by the government and the nutrition guides that the government has published, and also wartime food campaigns to try to get Americans to conserve food, to grow their own food in victory gardens, and so forth.
Most of what you're talking about, though, calls for a change of attitude and cost.
Yes.
And so do you think that this is something that's well done? Of course, the government, you're going to say yes because you're with the government, but where has the government failed us, if at all?
Well, I think that changing what people eat is a really, really difficult thing to do. During World War I, for example, they were successful in getting people to conserve food by 15%. They were less successful in World War II, but their one success was that people grew 40% of their fruits and vegetables. That was mostly because canned foods were in short supply, but it did result in Americans eating more fresh fruits and vegetables.
So in rating the government, you say it's 10, from 1 to 10. You'd give it a 10?
I try not to rate the government, especially on camera.
Okay, I understand. But this is a beginning, or at least it's a continuation of how the government is protecting us.
Yes, and they're still trying, as you know, with My Plate, still trying to get us to eat a healthier diet. It's an uphill climb, though. We like our sweets and our our other, tasty treats.
Well, we're glad to have you here, and this is a wonderful exhibit, and I hope everyone takes advantage of it, you particularly. Well, folks, of course there is a cost of admission, but group discounts are available. The Constitution Center is open 7 days a week, including Sunday, but check for the times. This exhibit would make a nice holiday gift for the whole family. What's Cooking? Uncle Sam is there until January the 3rd, so please come see.
Hunger affects nearly 900,000 people in the Delaware Valley. The number of people right here in our community, especially children and the elderly, who aren't sure where their next meal is coming from is unsettling. But there's something we can do to help. At City Team, we believe in helping people who have fallen on hard times, and we believe there's a way to help people respectfully, preserving their dignity. What began in 1989 as a once-weekly community meal is now a full kitchen, serving 3 meals a day, every day of the year. In 2013, we converted our traditional food pantry to create a grocery store-style experience, offering fresh produce and full-choice options for our households in need of food. In 2015, we launched a new project called Hope Cafe. Each Saturday at City Team, our cafeteria becomes a restaurant experience for the hungry, offering a menu with multiple entree options. Volunteers serve as the waitstaff and kitchen helpers. After dinner, all are welcome to stay for a time of music and teaching that gives our guests an opportunity to engage with God in their own way. With each bit of growth, we have remained true to our purpose of serving the way Jesus did, filled with compassion, serving humbly, and giving opportunity to share hope with people in the midst of painful circumstances. And we depend on people like you to donate, volunteer, and help change the lives of people in need.
Have you ever been in a conversation about social issues and someone says, well, competition should take care of that, the free market should take care of that? I've been in conversations like that, and I find them frustrating because while the free market does a lot of good things, competition gives us a lot of good things, good cars, good clothes, good ways to get from Philadelphia to New York. There are a lot of things that competition can't take care of. And especially if you believe in equal opportunity, if you believe that what makes America great is everybody's access to success, then you have to believe that there are certain things that we should provide for everybody: health care, education, elections. If you believe that things really should be for everybody, then there's a role for government, and competition can't be the complete answer. So if you think about health care, the part of health care that government does, Medicare for people over 65, it works pretty well. And it works pretty well for everybody who's over 65. Honestly, I don't know why we don't do that for everybody, not just people who are over 65. Think about education. There's a lot of talk about competition in education, and while you might want some competition in the system to try different things, for the basic job of making sure that every American kid is educated and has a chance at success, you really need it to be for everyone. So there's a role for government to play. Government needs to play a role. Another example is delivering letters. Now, if someone wants to privatize the post office, they have to be okay with the idea that certain people are not going to get service because it's not going to be profitable. But if you believe that everyone should be able to get a letter, then you really need a post office that is run by the government. Same thing for elections. There are certain things that don't pay off in money immediately. There are certain things that are long-term. There are certain things that are essential for equal opportunity and need to be available for everybody. And these are the things we need government for. So when someone starts saying that competition and the free market can take care of everything, just with confidence, you can say, no, that's not true. There are certain things that competition and the free market don't take care of. There are certain things that really are the job of government. And let's figure out what those things are, and let's advocate for our government to do them well.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
And I want to welcome right now, without any further delay, Miss Melba.
She
may be little, short and slim, but as soon as she steps out, you could feel the electricity in the room. The original Pearlie, this New Jersey lass, came a long way, through thick and thin. But the Tony Award winner, Melba Moore, survived and is here to tell you her story. What a gal, what a star, what a voice. Melba Moore stays busy these days. Here at Kelsey and Kim's Supper Club in Atlantic City with the Magic Band, she wows the audience with the kind of showmanship that you see when she was in shows like Timbuktu, Hair, and of course Pearlie, and her appearances on The Johnny Carson Show, The Flip Wilson, and The Clifton David shows, and which earned her a Grammy as Best New Artist. And her Lift Every Voice and Sing is one of the best of the Negro National Anthem. Melba Moore graciously gave us an interview even though CNBC was shooting a documentary on her for next year. You'll see ours on camera with Trudy.